causing major sexual side effects, even after stop taking the pill. Our senior medical correspondent, Elizabeth Cohen, there is a new study that is out now. What does this study reveal?
Let me step back and give some context to this new study. Okay. So years ago, Merck, which makes the drug, did a study where they took 900 men, put them on Propecia, about 900 men, put them on a placebo. And they followed them to see if they had sexual side effects, among other things. And here's what they found. So they found that the men taking Propecia, that 3.8% of them developed sexual problems like erectile dysfunction. The men taking the placebo, only 2.1% developed sexual problems. You'll see both those numbers are tiny, but the difference between the two groups is statistically significant. Now we'll get to the current study. The current study looked at 54 men who were having who were on the Propecia and were having sexual problems. And these men were on a website. Most of them were on a website for men on Propecia with sexual problems. 54, very small number. And what the study found was that about 90% of them were having sexual problems even after they stopped taking the drug. So even after they discontinued it, some of them apparently for years.
So what does the drug maker say about this study?
The drug maker says there is no proof that their drug is causing sexual problems that last even after men stop taking the drug. And so let me read you a part of their statement. A causal relationship between the use of Propecia and continued sexual dysfunction after discontinuation of treatment has not been established. So they're talking about that lack of cause and effect. 100% for sureness has not been established.
And what about who's actually funding the study? Because you always want to get to the bottom of that, whether or not there's any kind of bias here.
Right. We always want to look at money. So the big study, the Merck study that showed that very low percentage of people with sexual problems, that was funded by Merck. This study that looks at the men with sexual problems and shows that they lasted a long time, the doctor who did that study has taken money from law firms that are suing Merck because of sexual problems. So he has taken money from plaintiffs' lawyers who are suing Merck. He says he's taken less than $10,000.
So bottom line, should men be concerned about this drug?
Now, I'm going to answer this with something from the FDA. So here's what the FDA has to say. The FDA is very clear. They say that men have reported certain sexual side effects that have lasted after they stop taking the drug. So let's take a look at these. Men have reported getting erectile dysfunction, libido disorders, ejaculation disorders, orgasm disorders while on Propecia. That lasted after they stopped taking the drug. Men need to be empowered patients. Might this drug give you sexual problems? Maybe, maybe not. We can't answer that question 100%. But think, do you want to take that possible risk so that you can have more hair on your head? That's basically the question that you have to ask yourself. You can go to your doctor and ask, is there another drug I can take? Is there something else I can do? Or just live with thinning hair. That's another option.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you.